Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Primecast. This is a completely uncut podcast where I talk about video games, culture, and what is trending today. And in today's episode, it is going to be a solo episode, so I am joined by myself. And today we're going to be talking about my content journey. So yeah, sit back, relax, enjoy, because this is a long journey that goes way, 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 way back. You know, the first times I started thinking about content creation was probably in 2014. So I'm going to be going all the way back, what got me into it, and then, we'll end with this year. So yeah, get ready for this because it's a long journey, but starting back, what really got me into content creation was Stampy. I'm going to be honest. Stampy, the Minecraft YouTuber, if you don't know who Stampy is, he's got like tens of millions of subscribers, so I don't know how you wouldn't, but everyone knows Stampy, especially if you play Minecraft, you'd know of him. And so he really is what influenced me. I loved his channel back then. Back in 2014, I watched it a ton. 2015, probably all the way up until like 2019, I'd say, is when I really stopped watching him. So I watched him for a while. Like I was watching all of his episodes in his survival world. It was so much fun watching. And even as a little kid, I used to like pretend I was making content. It was so much fun. It was awesome. Like I had my own world where it's just what kids do, right? To pass the time. So I wanted to be a content creator pretty much all of my life. Ever since I was introduced to YouTube and I was introduced to Stampy, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I want to do this. Like, and that happened for years. I was so interested in it for years, but I had no clue how to do it. And I was so young at the time where I never even thought about figuring out how to do it. And to be honest, again, I was so young, so I wouldn't even have done it at the time. But yeah, over the years, I kept wanting to do it more and more and more. I kept watching videos. I kept being like, I was just so jealous, that these people like Stampy could make this content. And I couldn't, because I never figured it out. So eventually, all the way up in 2018, I decided to finally figure out how to make content. And I played on Xbox at the time. And I was like, okay, how do I make content? So I don't remember how I figured it out, but I found Mixer. I think I just found it because I think Mixer came pre-installed on the Xbox back then. I'm not sure, but I don't remember installing it. Like I remember seeing it. All right, I think there's a So back then there was a button. So you know how you hit the Xbox button, then you got the home, you got settings, all that stuff. There's a button that said start streaming, and it was connected to Mixer. So when I found that button, I hit that every single time I went to play games. I'm serious. So I started on Mixer in about 2018. I was making, I think my first streams was on Roblox Jailbreak. So that was a lot of fun. I did multiple like hour streams, streaming almost every day, I think. I didn't have a microphone back then. Again, I was like, oh gosh, I was like 11, I think, back then. So, it was it was difficult. It wasn't like an easy thing. Like I wasn't, getting too much into it. I wasn't serious about it at the time. I was just like, it's something fun to do, right? And I did it and I was loving it so much. Every single day. That was my main game back then. I also streamed Assassin back then on Roblox. I streamed that, and this was all, by the way, during the summer. The summer of 2018 is when this was, and it was a ton of fun. I remember there wasn't many people that came to my streams. There was just a few times people would chat, and I cherished every single one. I remember one of them specifically when I was playing Jailbreak. It was about the jewelry store, and I remember someone chatted. That was fun. That was like back in summer 2018, which is crazy. I loved it, man. It was so much fun streaming on Mixer. And I did it for the next couple years. Like I have pictures. On my phone, like when I was streaming, because eventually, I switched over to Fortnite content, and so I went from Roblox in 2018 to Fortnite in like 2019, I think it was, when I really switched over on Mixer to that, and that's when I got a little more serious about it. I had a mic and stuff like that, and in 2018, I didn't even know what I was streaming on. I'm going to be completely honest. I just hit the start streaming button. I don't even know, but I eventually found out most probably towards Fortnite time, and so I downloaded Mixer on my phone, set up my account more to look more better. My username had something to do with Prime. Um, I think it was Epic Man Prime because that was my original username, by the way, that I came up with. Because my username used to be like it was pretty much just my name, like my actual name, with a couple of numbers after it. That was my username. I was like, okay, I want an actual username, so I came up with Epic Man Prime. This was like a decade ago, and yeah. So and then that was probably my Mixer username, something like that. But yeah. So then I switched to Fortnite content 2019. Like I said, there's pictures on my phone of me taking pictures of my Xbox. Like whenever I got a win in Fortnite, it was so great back then to get wins in Fortnite because it didn't happen much. So I'd sometimes take pictures with my phone, and I was streaming, so you'd see it in the bottom right corner with the chat and it saying that I was live and stuff like that. So yeah, and then I kept doing it. I kept streaming on Mixer. It was a lot of fun, and right when I was starting to build up a little bit of an audience, Mixer shut down. It just completely shut down in 2020 out of the blue. It was absurd. I didn't even know what to think. But yeah, it went bye-bye. So I was thinking of a backup option because I still played on Xbox at this time. And I thought of Twitch. And then I saw that you could connect Twitch to your Xbox too. So what do I do in that situation? I start streaming on Twitch. So in 2020, I started streaming on Twitch, again, pretty much every day. Still having a blast with content. Still amazing. If you do go on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/justprime, which is the same username as my YouTube, you can see in the clip section, I have some clips from 5 years ago. If you want to see that, hear what I sounded like as a 13-year-old. No face cam then. I got my face cam like 2022, but we'll get to that. But yeah, I streamed Fortnite, exclusively Fortnite. Ooh, I might have streamed a little Minecraft though, possibly. Yeah, I loved it. We're streaming Fortnite on Twitch in 2020. And then in end of 2020, I got my PC, and automatically, I got all the streaming stuff ready to go. And at the end of 2020, I started streaming on Twitch from my PC. So yeah, that was good. I switched to that. I think I made videos too. Also, yeah. So in 2020. Around towards the end, I was still on Xbox. I was playing Xbox keyboard and mouse for Fortnite. At the end of like I'd say I switched in like August or September, and I didn't get my PC until December. It was my Christmas gift. And yeah, so I'd say I made Fortnite content on YouTube. The channel's still up, by the way. It is Primatical, Primatical. If you want to check that out. I started making Roblox content actually in like August of 2020, and then I ended with Fortnite content, and that went into December, maybe even January of 2021. I'm not sure, but that most of that is on my Xbox. Most of that content, well, the Roblox stuff is on my phone. I made that content on phone, but then all the Fortnite stuff is on Xbox. So if you do want to check that out, I have a spending spree and stuff like that. It was a blast. And the spending spree actually did good. I think it got thousands of views. So, and that was 2020. So that was 5 years ago, which is crazy to see. How I was still kind of relevant with content back then, 5 years ago. But yeah, it was super cool. And then, like I said, we switched to PC. That was the big change for me. December of 2020, I got my PC. And so, like I said, I kept doing content. This was 2020 going into 2021, I kept making content. The only content I was making was Fortnite. I was playing Minecraft, but it was just like little bits of Minecraft. It wasn't like a Minecraft phase because I was playing it, but like just not as often. Like, I'd play Fortnite a ton, then play Minecraft for a little bit. Play Fortnite for a time, play Minecraft for a little bit. It wasn't really a 2-week Minecraft phase or anything like that. I don't think I've actually ever had a 2-week Minecraft phase because I've just always played it. But yeah, I do think, I do think though the only game I streamed was Fortnite. So yeah, that was in 2020, 2021, and I remember there are some clips. Like I said, there are some clips if you want to check my Twitch channel, I do have some clips. I remember I have one from Chapter 2, Season 6, which was in 2021. And then, they're all scattered around, really. All the clips are scattered around. I'm glad to still have some of those clips. And yeah, so by the end of 2021, I think it was, that was Chapter 3, right? Chapter 3, Season 1 came out in Fortnite. And that's when I really kicked up on the content grind. That's when I really, it got kickstarted, like, into overdrive. Yeah, I was streaming, the past couple years, but it was like, it wasn't actually, like, serious streaming. And I was like, okay, I really want to get into it now. So I started grinding crown wins in Chapter 3, Season 1. It was full bot lobby, so back then in Chapter 3, Season 1, you could fully grind crowns with just full bots. You're the only real player there. You get crown wins every single time. So I grinded hours upon hours every single day. And, my winter break, I was just grinding all day, every day, making content on Twitch. And over the season of Chapter 3, Season 1, I built up my community a lot more on Twitch. Being a small community, built that up and went into Chapter 3, Season 2. I stopped grinding crowns because you can no longer do it in bot lobbies, and I just played normally. Chapter 3, Season 2, that was the no build season, right? Yeah, so I grinded that normally, actually. That was fully normal. That's like the last time I played solos. So I was doing that content. And then in Chapter 3, Season 3, I went back to bot lobbies, even though you can get crowns. That's the only reason. I don't know why, but that's how I was having fun on Fortnite. Just full bots, no crowns, no nothing. XP, XP. So I'll still get my level up, but yeah, I went back to that content, Chapter 3, Season 3. And that brings us to Chapter 3, Season 3 was in 2022, actually. And in 2022 is when I actually switched to YouTube. Yeah, so in 2022, I switched to YouTube during Chapter 3, Season 3. It was towards the end of it, I believe. But that's when I started my YouTube channel, during Chapter 3, Season 3. I made a little bit of content in that season. I made some streams, obviously, all being Fortnite related. I went into my YouTube channel saying, this channel is going to be fully based on Fortnite. There's going to be no other games on the channel. It's just going to be Fortnite. And that's what I did. So I was just making Fortnite content nonstop. Then Chapter 3, Season 4 happened. And I started getting into my now how I grind crowns, which is, with an alt account. And I haven't stopped since. I haven't stopped since. But Chapter 3, Season 4 was when I started that. Man, that was a great season of Fortnite. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I did. I like the Evo Chrome Shoddy. I really like how it evolved over time. That was definitely a very good addition for Fortnite. Yeah, great season over time, overall. I got a lot of wins that season. That was the first season I got over 100 wins, without bots, I guess. Or maybe I did get over 100 wins in the I don't know. But yeah, that's where it all started, really. That's the foundation of my channel for Fortnite is, win grinding. That's what my channel's built off of. Even still today, that's why my channel's, what it is right now is because it was built on this foundation of being a win grinding YouTube channel. And that's what I did, starting in Chapter 3, Season 4, I started win grinding. And I continued that throughout Chapter 3, Season 4. Chapter 3, Season 4 was, like, fall, right? That was the fall time. Yeah. It started in, like, August, I think, and then it went until... Oh, it might have started in, like, September, actually. And then it went until December, right? Because there was nothing in Chapter... Like, there was no, like, mini-season in Chapter 3. I don't think, right? Yeah, no. So, yeah, it went up until Chapter 4. Yeah, because of the live event, the Fracture live event. Okay, yeah. Okay, which, by the way, the Fracture live event was not good. I did stream it, right? Yes. I'm trying to remember. I stream every single event, and actually, there's an event tomorrow, and when you're watching this, there's an event in Fortnite today, so you better get on the stream, dude, because we're probably already live, if you're seeing this right now. If you're seeing this on August 2nd, which is when I'm releasing it, it's August 1st for me right now, but you better get in the stream, bro. We're watching the Fortnite live event. Yeah, it was an interesting time. First live event I react. Well, first live. Okay, I reacted to other live events on stream. For the record, like the Chapter 2 Season 8 live event was great. I watched that on my Twitch stream. And I've watched other events on stream too. I like the Invasion stream. I believe I've watched that on stream, and yeah, other stuff like that too. So but it was cool, being on YouTube for the first time, because that VOD saves forever. You can watch that right now. If you wanted to stop this podcast, which I don't recommend, because we're not getting to the good stuff yet. Just wait until we get to the good stuff, and then go watch watch me react to that. That's you could you could maybe save it for after the podcast, but it was cool at the time. It was very cool. It was a very cool event at the time, but now looking back, and I was like, whoa, they're kind of dragging it. Like the low deeper. Oh, kind of sorry. Yeah, then that led to Chapter 4, which Chapter 4, everybody knows about Chapter 4, man. It's a great chapter. Phenomenal chapter. Best chapter we've ever had. Some might disagree, but I like it for specific reasons. Some people dislike it for specific reasons. That's totally fine with me. But yeah, so Chapter 4 rolled around, and Chapter 4 is really what took my YouTube channel, into overdrive. Seriously. Chapter 4 is when I really started to grow and gain a community here on YouTube, which has now evolved into what it is today. So Chapter 4 is, I made so much content in Chapter 4, not just videos. I did make a lot of videos in Chapter 4, but also the streams. We streamed so much, bro. We streamed so much. I got over, what was it, 400 wins in Chapter 4. It was absolutely crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And that was all on stream, Well, most of it was on stream. And that allowed me to build a sort of community on YouTube with all the streams I had done, viewers showing up over time and just repetitively coming back to the streams. It was great. It really was great. Great times. Chapter 4 Season 1 was. And that just led us into Chapter 4 Season 2, which was the same thing. I was still making videos. I was still doing live streams. I continued it. I need to give a little bit of advice here. If anyone's trying to start off content, it is a grind. It's not easy. You can't just stream, barely and expect to become a big creator from that. You can't expect to, make barely any videos and become a very big creator from that. It's just not how it works. The algorithm doesn't like that, and it will not promote you if you have that sort of style. You need to be dedicated to content creation if you want to make it. It's simple as that. It takes grinding. It takes countless hours. Like, you guys couldn't even imagine how many hours I put into content. I couldn't even imagine how many hours I put into content ever since I started in 2018. I couldn't imagine. But over time, it starts to build up, and it starts to build this foundation that for your content. And once this foundation is built, that's when you succeed on YouTube or Twitch or anything else that you stream on, you make content on, you post on, anything like that. That is how. It's not an overnight type of thing. You need to show your dedication to content creation to make it. Yes, there's some luck involved. Some. But it is primarily dedication and working hard. Any YouTuber you ask will say that. It's not just luck. Like, oh, that person got big so fast, or oh, that person, well, how are they so big? Stuff like that. It's not just luck, but it is how dedicated they are to what they do. And I hope you guys see that in me. I hope you guys see how dedicated I am to this. How I'm going to college soon. I'm going to continue streaming. Some people quit when they go to college. I'm going to continue. We're going to keep going. After college, when I get a job, we're going to continue. I love what I do. I love the content I make. And, you guys might come and go, right? Because, you might get bored of my content, which is completely normal. For the record, that is completely normal for you to get bored of the content someone's making, the content creator in general, right? You might want a new, fresh face. Totally understandable. But just know, I will always be here. I will always be here. So if you do end up leaving my channel in the future, please, maybe a year or two down the line, come back and say hi. I'll remember you. Trust me. If you've been on my channel a lot, and I've seen your familiar face on the channel, and you're like, this isn't my vibe anymore. This content isn't my vibe anymore. Perfectly fine. You can stop watching it, but at least come back in a year or two and say what's up, so I can see how you're doing still. Yeah, that's what I'll say on that about getting your channel kicked in overdrive dedication. And that's what, like I said, that's what I did in Chapter 4 Season 1, Chapter 4 Season 2, and then Chapter 4 Season 3 is when my community was built. It was ready. My streams, I always had the same regulars coming in every single stream. I had the same people I streamed with, which was actually when I found Dev. If you guys know Dev, he's one of my head moderators. And he was a Fortnite content creator at the time. And I don't want to get into too much into it because I'm not going to spoil anything, but I may have talked to him about doing a podcast episode where a big conversation topic will be his content creation. That's where I found him, and that helped build me a community is by us streaming together, which that was nice. Always find another content creator. If you're new to content creation, find another content creator that you can build your channels with. Two's better than one, right? Two's better than one, so I'd recommend it. It helped me a lot. It helped him a lot. It was a great time. But yeah, I really started to find that foundation in Chapter 4 Season 3, which then continued, right? Chapter 4 Season 4. I'm going to be honest, though. Chapter 4 Season 4 is probably the worst season for my channel because I did not make content as well. Okay, I'll say this. Chapter 4 Season 3 was also kind of bad for a little bit because I was stupid. And in the entire month of July in 2023, guess what I did? I didn't make a single piece of content, dude. I just took that month off. All right, okay, I'll be honest. I had like 2 or 3 streams, but that was it. That was it. I don't know why. Again, you could ask me. My channel is doing great. I don't know why I took July off. I don't know. Worst decision I've ever made in content creation since 2018. I mean, no doubt in my mind. But so that was low for my channel. And then I came back, with Chapter 4. We streamed a little more Chapter 4 Season 3, and then Chapter 4 Season 4 came out. And that was like an all-time low for my channel because I wasn't playing Fortnite too much, which was what my channel was basically. That's it. That's all my channel was Fortnite. I was starting to realize at this time in Chapter 4 Season 4, which by the way was a great season. Like it has nothing to do with that. It's just the fact that I was ready to play another game as well instead of just Fortnite. Like my channel was all Fortnite, meaning I was almost only playing Fortnite. Pretty much. I mean, there was almost nothing I'd play off stream. I'm gonna be completely honest. Maybe Valorant or something like that, but like that, that's one of those games where it's just like that. You play that off stream. But I started realizing in Chapter 4 Season 4, I don't think my channel had a future if I didn't, become variety. And I didn't stream something other than Fortnite. So, if you go back to my Chapter 4 Season 4 live streams, you'll see that there's not as much. And they're more spread out. Like, I think I only streamed on weekends. Pretty much. It was actually, I think I only streamed twice a week. And that was like it. I didn't make too much I didn't make too many videos. It's just Friday and Saturday I did streams. Crazy, right? Think about it now. How I stream twice a day now. Twice a day. To think about back then, I streamed twice a week. That's crazy. That season it was good. It's just I clearly needed a change. Fast forward to Fortnite OG, that got me more into Fortnite again. I'm gonna be honest. I was streaming all the time. I was streaming at like 10 hours a day every weekend, getting 50 wins a weekend. It was going great. Then, by the end of the season, it started to slow down a little bit more. And I was like, yeah, okay, maybe, it's cool. Fortnite's cool. But, after a little bit of a season coming out, I'm starting to get a little more bored. And so, Chapter 5 comes out. And guess what? What came with Chapter 5? Fortnite Lego. Now, if you guys don't know what Fortnite Lego is, it is a survival mode, like Minecraft. And so I was playing Fortnite Lego when it came out. I was playing it with Fortify. Me and him were enjoying it, making our base and stuff like that. But you know what Fortnite Lego made me? It made me miss Minecraft. And after trying out the normal season, by the way, my least favorite season of all time is Chapter 5 Season 3. Like, I hope people know that. I hated Chapter 5 Season 3. It was awful. Knowing I wasn't going to play the actual Battle Royale, and knowing that I liked Fortnite Lego, and knowing that Fortify had ownership at the time of the realm. I begged him for days to put back up our realm that we had. So we had the realm in June and July of 2023. I streamed it a few times, but most of it was off stream stuff, I think. But again, you guys can go back to that if you want to see in June and July of 2023. If you want to see what the realm looked like right at the start that we're on now, the realm that we're on now, you can go back and see that. But while we played Fortnite Lego, I begged him for days, and he finally gave in. He finally said, "Sure." Best decision of his life, because now look at us. So starting there, we got on the realm and we started streaming it. First day it came back, I started streaming it. I thought it would just be like, a couple streams and I'll have to play Fortnite again. That couple streams turned into a couple weeks. And then soon enough, that couple weeks of streaming Minecraft turned into a couple months. And now, looking at it today, it's turned into a couple years. That is how my channel went from Fortnite only to being Minecraft. I realized how much more fun I was having on Minecraft than I was on Fortnite. And I realized my channel was pretty accepting to the idea of playing another game too. Like my channel was doing great when I just started playing Minecraft. I was building the Minecraft community up. That was pretty much, I pretty much for the first couple months switched my channel to only Minecraft content. There was barely any Fortnite streams. Barely any Fortnite streams in Chapter 5 Season 1, which is months long. Yeah, so that happened. That happened. And that's what got me into Minecraft again, is the realm. And so I streamed it like crazy. And then eventually, Chapter 5 Season 2 came around in like February or March. I think it was March. Maybe March. Yeah. And so I started playing Fortnite again a little bit more than Chapter 5 Season 1, but we were still playing, I'd say I was still primarily playing Minecraft when this happened. Because Chapter 5 Season 1, Chapter 5 Season 2 was fine, it just wasn't my favorite. So I think we were still playing Minecraft more on the channel, but I was starting to welcome Fortnite back in a little bit more. And then, Chapter 5 Season 3, which, I'm going to be honest, I primarily switched to Fortnite during this season. Actually, this is when, for pretty much the rest of, I shouldn't say the rest of 2024, but when Chapter 3 came around, Chapter 3 and Chapter 5 Season 3 and Chapter 5 Season 4, which was like a total of 6 months, right? Probably a little less. Let's say 5 months. And so they came around, 2 back-to-back seasons. I loved both of the seasons. They were so good. They were seriously such good seasons, and I loved them a ton. I primarily played Fortnite. I'm gonna be honest. I primarily played Fortnite in those seasons, and it was fun. It was fun. I slowed down on the Minecraft streams a ton during summer of 2024, which now you guys know I've been streaming Minecraft like almost every day, which has been so much fun too. But Chapter 5 Season 3 and Chapter 5 Season 4 were phenomenal seasons, and that got me back into the Fortnite content, which got me back into the crown grinding kind of channel vibes, which got more viewers to my channel. And in Chapter 5 Season 4, that was like my most played season of all time. I had how many crown ones did I have? I got more than Chapter 4 Season 1, right? I think. Man, that season was so good. Even looking back on it now, which I haven't been playing Fortnite at all, but it was such a good season, such a good chapter. The second part of the chapter was super good. And then Chapter 2 Remix came back, and the unfortunate thing about that is I had so much fun with Chapter 2 Remix. It's just that I was having so much more fun, I'd say, on Minecraft. Like, I had so much planned at the time on Minecraft, which kind of got me away from Chapter 2 Remix. I played it a lot less than I wanted to. I'm going to be completely honest, because again, that was an amazing. I liked that more than Fortnite OG. And if you guys know, I grinded Fortnite OG. Like I grinded it. So that just shows you like how my opinions on games changed. Like, I was loving Minecraft so much more at that time. It was crazy. So I barely played it, honestly. And yeah, I regret that, but it's whatever. And then, going into Chapter 6, that's when things really started to change on the channel. Chapter 6, Season 1. This is the season that I realized things were changing on Fortnite, and they were changing fast. Like, mechanics and everything like that was getting changed. It was absurd. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm gonna be honest. So I barely played Chapter 6 Season 1. Pretty much like I barely played Chapter 5 Season 1. They were not good seasons in my opinion. And that's when we primarily played, Minecraft, and we played Valorant a lot too. Um, and yeah, I think this was also around the time. Maybe it was. I think it was towards the end of Chapter 5, Season 4. Actually, when we started playing Dead by Daylight, but I started getting into Dead by Daylight a little bit during this time too. So that's really when that started on my channel, was around this time of me not playing too much Fortnite. But yeah, Chapter 6 Season 1 was not great. And then Chapter 6 Season 2 came around, and I was like, oh my gosh, Fortnite is back, dude. They brought back the Striker Burst, they brought back the Man with the Pistol. Movement was great with the Rift launcher. It was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal season. I was like, okay, I think Fortnite might be coming back. So I primarily streamed Fortnite for that season. It was a ton of fun. It really was. That was just months ago. But I know, I remember how much fun it was. And then the Star Wars season happened, and I started to play Fortnite less again. You see how it goes in waves on my channel, my Fortnite playing. It goes in waves, really. And yeah, so I started playing less. I love Star Wars. If you guys don't know me, you need to know that I love Star Wars. I love it so much. I could tell you every single piece of lore about Star Wars. That's how much I know about it, and just love it. I could tell you everything. I think they really didn't do that good with this season, though. I'm going to be completely honest. The POIs on the sides of the map, no lightsaber pickaxes. Just, it could have been way better. It could have been like the Marvel season, dude. Get us a Jango Fett jetpack instead of like, pretty much the same thing as the Marvel one, right? But just remodeled for Star Wars. So I really think they could have done way better with it, but unfortunately it just flopped, and not a lot of people liked it. Again, it could have been way better. I love Star Wars, but they did kind of ruin it a little bit. And then, yeah, that led into, I was already in bad situation with Fortnite. That led us into Chapter 6 Season 4, or 3. What season is it? Chapter 6 Season 3, right? Yeah, which, is not, it's good, right? Like, I was enjoying it for the first couple of weeks, I'm going to be honest. Enjoying it for the first couple of weeks of the season. And then, I got bored of it fast. And that seems to be the thing with me nowadays with Fortnite, is I'll play the season for the first week or so. I'll never play it again. Or I'll play it barely. I streamed Fortnite a couple days ago for the first time in like a month and a half it was. Man, it's just I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, I had fun during the games we played, but I'll tell you, I played 2 big map games. I played like 2 reload games. I couldn't play more than that. It was fun, but I couldn't play more than that. Like, my attention span, I guess it is with Fortnite now, is just so low. I get bored so fast. Like, I'm having fun, and then I just get bored so fast. Yeah, it's weird. I wish I still loved the game. And who knows? Maybe next season's good. I heard it's bug invasion themed, so I don't think it's gonna be good. But I guess we'll wait to find out. But yeah, I've just been playing a lot of Minecraft recently, and Dead by Daylight, obviously, and we're gonna continue with that. And Murder Mystery 2, now getting that into the rotation, has been so much fun. I've been loving it so much, and we're gonna continue that. I think this is gonna be the normal games that we're gonna start streaming, for a while. Minecraft, Dead by Daylight, and Murder Mystery 2. I think that's the 3. That's the core 3 that we'll be streaming for the next couple of months, for sure. I don't think this core 3 will change for months. I don't know what would be the first game to go, I'm going to be honest. I see myself playing Murder Mystery 2 and making Murder Mystery 2 content for a very long time. Obviously, Minecraft 2. I just say maybe Dead by Daylight. I think that's a game where you kind of go in phases. So then, I don't know. Maybe we try to get Fortnite back in. Obviously, I'll try out all the new seasons and stuff like that. Like I said, the live event, if you're watching this the day it comes out, which is August 2nd, 2025. The live event's today. I'm going to be watching that on stream. And playing Fortnite, obviously, a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's that. Now we're present day. We're present day. I'm still going strong with the content. I have no plans of stopping. I have absolutely zero plans of stopping. Zero plans of stopping. I haven't even thought about it, honestly. I haven't been like, okay, once I hit, 30 years old, I'm done. No, I haven't thought of anything like that. I don't even think I'm halfway through my content journey. I've been making content for 7 years. Don't even think I'm halfway done, which is awesome. Yeah, never have ever really had thoughts of quitting. I'm gonna be honest. I've never had a thought of quitting, and I hope it stays that way. I've been having so much fun with content, and we're gonna continue it going, and that's something to be excited about. But yeah, that is my content journey. I've had so much fun talking about it through this episode and telling you guys everything that I've learned, everything that I've experienced, and how we got to where we're at today. How we got here. I do hope you guys enjoyed listening. I hope you guys learned something too, of how content is a journey. It's a journey that takes dedication, and it has to be something you love to continue that journey. So yeah, if you're going to content, I hope you really did enjoy this video and took a lot of it into consideration. This episode was definitely meant for people who are wanting to make content. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of the Primecast. Next episode, we will be back with another special guest. If you guys haven't noticed, we do a solo episode and then guest episode and solo. It just go back and forth like that. So yeah, I will see you guys on the next episode with a very special guest that you will not find out until the episode comes out. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.